Hello everyone. Today in this episode of What's Cool, we're gonna see how can you level up quicker and safer as a rat and enjoy your wipe as much as possible. Let's get started with the first step. Get the AK handguard. I will show it to you right now. This handguard is amazing. It lets you have a foregrip, two lasers, a small sight, a canted sight, and a medium sight. And you can just put this in your container for a one slot item. It's just amazing money and you will never regret leaving a raid with it. Next, rat tip number 2 would be to do some nighttime loot and quest runs. I basically only did a few day runs during all of my raids. You have so much advantage at night, the scavs are a lot easier to kill, you are less likely to meet other PMCs. It just makes it a lot simpler and you can always get a flashlight from Peacekeeper level 1 in case you're struggling in the dark. Yep, that's my advice here, just do night runs. If you've been on a very bad streak, you can consider to AFK at the beginning of the raid. You will need to bring some water and something to eat, and just after you spawn, sit in a bush and wait for 10 to 20 minutes, and then start doing your loot run or your quest run, even though it's better to AFK for quest runs, because the loot is gonna be gone by the time you get there. Then rat tip number 4 would be to avoid spamming scav runs. The problem with scav runs is unless you have 10 to 12 hours to spend on that game for every day, you're gonna be missing for a lot of time that you could have been using your PMC and actually getting some experience when you're gonna be scav running. And to my experience, a scav run on customs daytime is more dangerous than playing a woods nighttime PMC run. So use that to your advantage and only do scav runs when you're really struggling for money. Then my 5th rat tip for you would be to use the SVT as soon as you get the chance. This gun is just amazing. It's a pocket SVD with less recoil, a lot less expensive, great decent ergonomic. The only downside is you cannot put a silencer on it, but that's okay. This gun is just amazing. There's nothing matching this gun right now. It will probably get nerfed soon, so keep an eye on this. Unless it gets nerfed, then it's the best gun for you now at level 2 traders. My 6th rat tip would be to have a decent idea of what task you're doing and what's the upcoming task. Let's say if you stack 3 or 4 quests on customs and do it all in a night run, then you will be saving a lot of time rather than going in for a quest on custom and then loading it for a quest on woods. Just try to stack those quests and prioritize the right quest. Then another pretty known but still useful tip is to not equip any melee weapon that lets you grab those grey knives that you need for the UMP trade. The UMP is an amazing weapon, level 1 trader. Or the expensive axe that some scav can have sometimes. Another one would be to not mod your weapons. Like, it's okay to add a sight, but you really want to be saving money, and if you're running night times, you don't need a good gun to one-tap the scavs. The scavs are too stupid, and just save that money for later when mods will actually make a difference. Then remember that on level 2 skier you will have access to somewhat cheap night visions that will help you a lot during your night runs. Try to use barters as much as possible, especially when you're upgrading your hideouts. The barters are going to save you a lot of money on different items. Leveling up skier or you can be quite frustrating since they don't really buy a lot of stuff and it feels like you're getting ripped off. So what you can do is repair your guns and your armors to skier and sell your food to Jaeger. It will help you increase the money goals you need for the reputation thresholds. That is it now, class is over. Let me know if you found some of this info useful, and I'll see you soon.